tying up a Ray Bergman fly from his book Trout today. This is called the Green Midge. Rather interesting little fly because I consider it to be kind of a hybrid between a wet fly, more traditional wet fly that would have a wing on it, and a soft hackle fly. A lot of your soft hackle flies don't have a tag or ribbing on them, but they do have just a nice soft collar. This does not have a wing in it, and so that's why I kind of consider it a hybrid. The only thing that went wrong in tying this fly was when I put the black lacquer on, when it touches the base of those feathers, sometimes it soaks itself up into the feathers, or I should say the barbs, and that's what happened here. Again, I'm experimenting with different lacquers to try and find one that will work well, and we'll see how this one works out. But that's why you can see I've got some backing here. In terms of fishing this fly, it will fish just fine. If you were to want to give this to somebody and show, you would want to redo it and everything, but I like to keep little mistakes in on the videos that I do just to let you know that it isn't always perfect when you're tying flies. So that's the Green Midge. I'll get started tying. I'm going to start the Green Midge with my hook in the vise. This is a Mustad 3399 in a size 6. I'm going to debarb the hook. I'm going to attach my thread. Because there is a green floss body on this, I'm going to start with a white thread, the Danville 6/0 in white. I've already put some wax on the thread. I'm going to attach my thread about an eye length behind the eye of the hook. Putting down a base layer of thread, I'm going to go back to about a little past the point of the hook, maybe the end of the shank. The tag on this goes just down the bend, just a little bit. The tag is going to be some gold tinsel. I'm using a Danville silver and gold Mylar tinsel in a size 16 and 18. I'm going to tie that in with the silver side up. I'm going to pull this to my left so that that end of that is just past the tie-in spot. I'm going to advance my thread down about 6 or 7 wraps. I just want to go down past the bend just a little bit and then bring my thread back up, trying to keep a smooth underbody there for the tag. There is no tail on the Green Midge, so I can just tie the green floss in right now for the body. I'm using, this is actually a fluorescent chartreuse. I didn't like I had some Kelly green. I've got one here that I did in a Kelly green floss, and it just didn't turn out all that great. It's a little darker than I liked. Now, maybe that's what it's going for. I don't know, but I decided, at least for the camera, to use the fluorescent chartreuse. I think it shows up a little bit better for you, the viewer. To tie this in and pull that to the left so that I'm just inside the body. A couple of wraps to secure that. I'll put a little bit more wax on my thread. And now I'm going to advance my thread down, keeping a nice touching turns so that I keep just a nice smooth underbody for the floss. Green Midge really is a very simple fly. As I've mentioned, it's similar to soft hackle. Only has 3 ingredients, and it's pretty quick to put together. With the floss body anchored down and my thread up behind the eye of the hook, in the head space, I can now apply the floss body, the tag, and the rib. with the floss body in, the tag and the rib, I can now switch over to my black thread using a Danville 6/0 in black. And this will be what I use to finish off the fly. I'm going to wrap that in. I'm going to bring it back to just behind where the resulting head is going to be on this. That's where I'm going to tie in the hackle and start palmering the hackle in. The hackle is going to be I'm just using a gray hen. I think the recipe calls for a light dun. This is kind of it's a dunnish color. I mean, doesn't have that much blue in it, but it'll work. I'm going to pull away the hackle fibers away from the tip. I want the barbs to be about as long as from the tie-in spot to around the point of the hook. I'm only going to put in a couple of wraps here. This is not a real thick collar on this. Taking my hackle pliers, I will then stroke these back. I'll put in a couple of wraps right here. I want to put these in such a way as when the head is finished on it, it won't fold them back. It won't get them pointed in a rear direction. I want them to kind of stand out like they would with a soft hackle fly. I'll clean up the head space here. Smooth that out. And pop away the rest of that feather, and unfortunately that broke away the whole hackle. I didn't have that tied in well. That happens because of the magic of the internet. I can just go ahead and cut this whole segment out and start over again, but actually I'm not going to, and that's primarily just to show that these things do happen. It's really no big deal. As you can see, I didn't have my knot in there or anything, so I just unwind that, get another feather, tie that in, same procedure, and that's about how long it takes to actually correct that little mistake. I want to take some care when wrapping this in that I'm not getting any barbs wrapped down in a forward-facing direction. So I'll get a couple of wraps in there. I suppose if you wanted a little bit thicker collar on this, you certainly could do that. But I think, as I said, that this is tied very similar to a soft hackle fly in that it is not so much of a thick, bulky collar as much as a hint at some legs, some forward legs. I'm going to clean up that space just a little bit, flatten out my thread. Some of those barbs are laying back right now, mostly because I was pushing them down. Get my whip finish in. Trim away my thread. Put just a half a drop on each side of head cement. That will soak down in those threads. You want to, if your head cement, you don't want to get your head cement up in around the base of these hackles because I don't want them to affect how much they're going to flow in the water. If you do, I don't think it's, a game changer in terms of not being able to fish the fly. I just think it flows a little bit better. So in a moment, I'll come back with a couple coats of black lacquer on that just to finish up the head on the Green Midge. Fun and interesting little fly. Like I said, I see it as kind of a hybrid between a wet fly and a more traditional soft hackle, which usually doesn't have any kind of a rib or tip on it. So that is the Green Midge from Ray Bergman's book, Trout. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining me at the Vise today. I hope you learned a new pattern, at least a tip or trick here and there. If you'd like to help Dress Irons, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things for the video. You can also head out to dressedirons.com where you can buy flies, tools, stickers, and merch, or you can join a growing community over on Locals at the Dressed Irons Fly Tying Guild. You can also donate to Dressed Irons if you want through the link at the bottom of the description. I thank everybody for their ongoing support, as it really does help the creation of these videos. But what's important is to remember, only fly tying. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.